everybody, back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you, and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Saturday, March the 16th, 2024. It's about 9:35 Central Standard Time. Hope you all are doing well. Hope that you all enjoyed your week. I hope that it was a great week, a productive week, a happy week, and a week that you were able to meet any goals that you set forth for yourself. It's the weekend though, so I do want you to go out, have fun, enjoy life, and do things that actually make you happy. Let's get straight into the topic of this video though. I want to talk about fried foods and just this prevalence of just fried foods all over, especially in American culture, but even in cultures around the world, there's a lot of like fried foods, and I really want to warn you about eating these fried foods. See, because I want you to be healthy. I want you to not only be healthy physically, but I want you to be healthy mentally. And fried foods affect both your physical health and your mental health. And what we have to realize is that fried food, what we have to realize is that mental health, right? Mental health is just as important as physical health. So what you put in your body not only affects your weight, the appearance, as far as weight goes, but it affects your mental state as well. These fried foods are linked to anxiety, depression, mood swings, and other issues dealing with the mental state. And that's why I want people to just take a second and consider eliminating fried foods completely. Fried foods have no business really being in any of our diets, myself included. We have to understand these fried foods, they're made for the purpose of addiction. We know that fried foods taste good. We know that, if you deep fry something in a bunch of hot oil, add a bunch of salt to it, it's going to be addicting, you know. And the thing about frying foods too is you have to understand that when you fry foods, it adds a whole bunch of calories that weren't there already. And that's mainly due to the oil. When you fry something and that food just takes on all that oil, that's a whole bunch of calories, a bunch of empty calories, and all that's going to do is make you gain weight. All that's going to do is clog your arteries, and it's going to increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, heart disease, coronary artery disease, which is when your arteries are clogging up with that plaque that comes from eating all these bad foods. And we just have to understand. And also too, these foods are highly inflammatory as well. These foods are not something you want if you want they're not something you want to eat if you want a low to no inflammatory food diet. So if you don't want that inflammation in your body, and then a lot of fried foods, they're not good for digestion as well, and gut health. Gut health is extremely important. And so if you're on a special type of diet, a lot of diets in general are going to tell you to either restrict fried foods or eliminate fried foods altogether. And it's for good reason. Fried foods are just not healthy. So some of the fried foods that are very prevalent, um, at least that I've seen, are French fries. It's one of the most popular fried food in the world, especially here in American culture. American culture, man, we love French fries. We have to understand French fries are extremely unhealthy. If you want to eat French fries, um, I mean, there's a way to make French fries healthier, but it involves actually baking instead of deep frying them in oil, you know. But really, when we really just think about the fact that French fries are pretty much an American staple when it comes to food, it's sad because, you know, they're just so unhealthy. You see French fries everywhere. You see them at sporting events, you see them at carnivals, you see them at all types of places. You know, when you go out to get fast food, they're gonna offer French fries. Um, I don't know if, well, I don't know if McDonald's still does this, but um, I know McDonald's, if you use their app, I think what is it on every Friday or something like that? If you make an order through the app, you get a free medium French fry. At least when I looked that up last, that was the deal they had going on, and I kind of just said, man, they really want people to eat French fries. I don't know. Well, I know why, because they're addicting and it makes money for the food corporations, but it's just not healthy for you. It's just something that we have to understand. You know, if you're somebody that cares about your body, cares about your physical, your mental state, you know, and just overall holistic, if you have like an overall holistic perspective on eating, you don't want to eat French fries at all. And I think a lot of people that have a greater understanding of what it means to be healthy from a holistic perspective understand that French fries have no business, absolutely no business, being in our diets. We have fried chicken. You know, you have your fried chicken places, your Church's Chicken, your Popeyes, your KFC. Um, Absolutely ridiculous. Fried chicken is one of the worst things you can eat because not only are you eating meat that's not healthy for you, but now you're taking the meat and you're deep frying it. You're putting batter on it and you're deep frying it in oil. And it's just a recipe for many different diseases. And it's pretty alarming too, just like any other fast food place, how every corner there's either a Church's Chicken, a KFC, or a what's the other one? I, I I can't even think of the other one. I literally just said it too. I don't know why, but um, it's just ridiculous that we would take a chicken, right? Now, keep in mind, we don't really need to eat animals in general. It's just not necessary for our survival. But now we're taking an animal, you know, and battering it up, deep frying it, and not only do we eat this stuff ourselves, but we give this stuff to our children. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's sad. Like, anytime that I see, like, I'm out in public or something like that, and I see a child eating like fast food, I just feel so bad because it's the parents that are addicted to this fast food, but then it's like they give it to their children, not fully understanding how bad this is for their overall like growth and development. Eating fast food, and it's just, man, these fast food chains, man, it's just, they really get to me, because a lot of these fast food places, they advertise, you know, a kid's meal as well. It's just, you don't want, the, you know, when it comes to a child, right? They're still growing, and so you want to feed the best possible diet you can to a child. And it's like, fast food has absolutely no business being given to a child, in my opinion. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, that's fried chicken, fried fish as well. That's not healthy at all. Donuts, absolutely ridiculous. They're deep fried and they throw a whole bunch of sugar onto the donut as well. So you have a load of sugar and you have a fried food as well. Recipe for all kinds of diseases: type 2 diabetes, um, weight gain. Um, it's going to slow you down, it's going to create issues mentally, it's extremely inflammatory. Um, no donuts. And we got donut shops everywhere too. Dunkin' Donuts. What's the big one? Shipley's Donuts. Ridiculous. We shouldn't be eating them. Another addicting processed food that doesn't grow in nature. No donuts. We don't need to eat donuts if we're trying to be healthy. Look, we're trying to be healthy, aren't we? Aren't we trying to be healthy? And so that's kind of why I'm just going in on a lot of these different foods. You got fried onion rings. A lot of fast food places sell these fried onion rings. We don't need them. And look, I used to love me some Whataburger onion rings. I would always get the large onion rings, and I would literally eat them all. Dip them in my ketchup, which is nothing but sugar anyway. I would get the ketchup, get the largest size onion ring that Whataburger sells, and I would just chow down on that. Sometimes I get two of them. I mean, I'm talking about without the burger. I just go up there and buy onion rings by themselves because they were so good. But this is before I had the knowledge of healthy eating and how it affects, you know, me from a holistic perspective. When I was just eating whatever I want and I didn't care, yeah, I would eat stuff like this. But now that I've come into the knowledge, now that you're coming into the knowledge of how horrible these things are for you, we have to understand that these have no place in our diets. So we have the onion rings, you don't need them. Some other fried foods, we have fried cheese sticks, another processed food that's horrible for you. You have fried pork chops. Pork is not healthy. And remember, too, if you're biblical, pork is a biblically unclean animal. So just keep that in mind when you're eating pork. We have fried ice cream. Absolutely ridiculous. I see a lot of rodeos and carnivals and stuff like that. State fairs, they sell stuff like fried ice cream and all this type of stuff, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it's, to me, quite frankly, it's messed up that you have such a little regard for people's health that you would sell something like this. Egg rolls, right? We don't need them. That's fried. Falafel. I'm guilty of eating falafel. There's a healthier way of making falafel, but a lot of places still make falafel deep fried. And if it's not baked, then we shouldn't be eating it at all. Because if you're frying it and making falafel, um, and for those of you who don't know, falafel is like it's a dish that is Mediterranean and it's made out of chickpeas. And so, I mean, chickpeas are healthy, but if you're making it fried, if you're making falafel fried, it's not healthy. I don't care what it is, it's not healthy if it's fried. We have fried okra. We know fried okra is not healthy. Even though okra is a health food and it grows from the earth, when you deep fried, turn it into an addicting food with, um, you know, less nutritional value. And a lot of times when you cook food, you are dis- destroying some of the nutrients that are in the food. That's why when it comes to like a lot of these different foods, they say the less you cook them, the better. Because yes, you can overcook foods, and it messes up the nutritional value in these foods. So you want to cook them the right way if you're gonna eat cooked foods, cooked vegetables, right? And so yeah, we have fried okra, we have hash browns, absolutely unhealthy. Um, that ain't nothing but fried potatoes as well. It's similar to French fries, but they're kind of made in a different way. Still not healthy, and this is something that people eat for breakfast. They're breaking their fast, eating this for breakfast. You know, hash browns. You're breaking your fast with a fried food. We have to think about these things, right? Um, and so, yeah, we don't want to do hash browns either. I've also seen something called a fried pizza as well, which is ridiculous. We know that that's unhealthy. Pizza in general is extremely unhealthy. Pizza is extremely high. It's extremely high in sodium, and then we do things like dump a bunch of cheese on it, put a bunch of pepperoni and sausage on it, which is nothing but processed meat, which is linked to cancer. We have to understand what we're doing when we're making these foods, you know. Then we also have pastries. Pastries are not healthy. A lot of these pastries filled with sugar. Look, and we know that's linked to obesity as well. There's also other foods out here that are not healthy, but I just kind of want to give you all like a rundown of some of the more like unhealthy foods that are out here, and probably the most, I would say, the most unhealthy food, arguably at least, arguably the most unhealthy food out here are these fried foods. Because you have a ton of empty calories. You add on the fact that when you fried, you make it addicting because of the taste. Usually when you after you fry something, you add a bunch of salt to it. You add a bunch of addicting things to it as well. MSG, that's in a lot of fried foods. I mean, it's unnecessary for our body. You want a healthy physical and mental state. We have to look at health, like I say, from a holistic perspective, right? And when we're not looking at health from a holistic perspective, then we can miss key elements in what affects our health. We can end up eating a lot of bad foods when we don't really take our health seriously, you know. Um, and we have to be proactive when it comes to our health, and that goes hand in hand with looking at health from a holistic perspective. We have to be proactive. You don't want to wait until after you have a heart attack in order to change your diet. You don't want to wait until after you have a stroke to change your diet. You don't want to wait until you have heart disease and you know coronary artery disease, and now you're on blood pressure meds and all this in order to change your diet. You don't want to wait till that point. You want to start today. You want to start today changing your health. You don't want to wait till you know, your cholesterol's really high and you're on statins in order to change. You want to do it right now. You want to change your diet right now into a more healthier diet. And trust me when I say it'll not only affect you physically, but it'll affect your mental state as well. Anyway, y'all, I'm at the 20-minute mark. We're about to reach the 21-minute mark. Really hope that this video was relaxing first and foremost, but I do hope that it was informative as well. But with that, I do thank you all for watching, and I really do hope that you all have a great weekend.